John McClane, he's a regular guy, right? I mean, his clothes, like he's wearing a sweater, a grandfather sweater.
The beat cop, which was Al, and other cops, they had more experience than the
Yes,
people that were in charge.
yes. You're one man. What can you do? We have this building shut down. We got
Mhm.
machine guns. We got missiles.
What's going on, real one only people? My name is Kenyatta Mitchell,
My name is Joel Brown, co-host.
and we are back for another Real Ones Only. We are going to be discussing the movie tonight, Die Hard.
Not the battery, but
Yeah, not the battery. I forgot about that. Not the battery.
you
All right, fellas, let's go ahead and get started. So right now we have Die Hard. Title, Die Hard. You already know that.
know.
Movie was released in 1988.
Hmm.
It was directed by John McTiernan.
Mm-hmm.
Tiernan, McTiernan.
Chairman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we already know this is an action thriller, but is it also a Christmas movie as well? All right. So I'm going to go introduce the cast. So we have basically John McClane, played by Bruce Willis, a New York City police officer, trying to repair his marriage while visiting Los Angeles. Then we have Holly Gennaro McClane, basically played by Bonnie Bedley. I hope I'm pronouncing his name
Better
right.
layer. Better layer.
Bedalia,
Better
yeah,
layer.
yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. John's wife, who has moved to California to pursue her career. Then we have Hans Gruber, Alan Rickman, one of the greatest movie
Mm-hmm.
villains ever put on the screen, and we
Mm-hmm.
also
Still
know him.
is.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we also know him as that book that everybody was so crazy about, Harry Potter. Yeah, Harry Potter.
What's
He was
what
over
was his name
Slytherin.
in Harry Potter? I never saw all the Harry Potters at all, which is
I can't remember. I know it's Slytherin in the like the people that he was dealing with. So that's what I remember.
okay. Okay.
So, but if y'all, those Harry Potter people out there, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
Then we have Sergeant Al Powell. He is Reginald
Bell. Yeah.
Johnson.
You know him
Reginald
as
L.
Carl
Johnson.
Winslow.
Correct. We know him as Carl Winslow, the man that has played many cop roles in many different
Yes.
genres,
Yes.
movies, TV shows.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Can't escape from
So,
it.
yes, and he is the LAPD officer that helps John McClane through this situation. Not just mentally, physically. He helps him by basically being his counselor.
Hmm.
Then the last person we also have is Dwayne Robinson. Paul Gleason, the arrogant police
Oh
commissioner,
yeah.
constantly gets things wrong. He's a buffoon.
Mhm.
He is a buffoon.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we're gonna go ahead and basically move forward with the movie. Joel, what you got for me?
So, we see here at the beginning, like John McClane, when I rewatch this movie, it doesn't look like an action film at all, Ken. It looks more like a movie where a marriage is broken up and they're trying to get back together.
Mm,
John McClane, he's a regular guy, right? I mean, his clothes, like he's wearing a sweater, a grandfather sweater. He wearing a plaid shirt. Like I don't even think he matches. He got corduroy baggy pants on or something. I don't know, like who wears that? Nothing but a regular guy. He's scared of flying.
hmm
And he gets into a limo, which he says in the movie, "I've never been in a limo."
It's my first time driving a limo.
It's okay. It's my first time riding in one.
He's
mm,
a regular guy, and he has a teddy bear in his hand
hmm
for his kids. And he's a typical guy who is struggling in his marriage,
Right.
right? He's coming from New York City, 3,000 miles across the country to California to
hmm
reconnect with his family because he's separated from his wife, who has a job in California, and he is I think, a veteran cop in New York
hmm
City. And one thing about these action films of the 80s and 90s, and Ken, we were talking about it earlier, man. Like you got Rambo, right?
hmm
Even in Rambo 1, he was already a Green Beret, right? He already is muscled up. You could tell he wasn't a regular guy, right? Arnold
Hmm.
Schwarzenegger. When has he ever been a regular guy in his movies except for Jingle All the Way, right?
Yeah.
He has always been the buff, big action guy, right?
Hmm.
Where John McClane, played by Bruce Willis, is just a regular guy. He's not muscled up. He's not tall. He's not
Hmm.
cool. He's not smoking a cigar, Ken, like your
Hmm.
boy Arnold. He's not wearing shades like Sylvester Stallone, looking like a cowboy with boots on and some renegade motorcycle. This brother is a average man who doesn't know how to dress, who is a veteran cop of New York City,
Hmm.
and it's that's all he is. And here's the question. Here's the first question we got for you, Ken, and
Hmm.
for our people out there. Let's talk about it. And let me say this. So one of my favorite shows is The Office, right? I love The Office. And there was an episode when Michael Scott was talking about how John McClane became a regular cop and then became a super cop,
Hmm.
right? And so the question is, when did he stop becoming a regular Joe Schmo to like Sylvester Stallone's Arnold Schwarzenegger status, right? And so here's some of the answers. You know, when he chose not to run, when the terrorists were taking over,
Hmm.
when he kills the first terrorist, and that I don't know if that count, Kens, because the first terrorist looked like a punk. Okay, he looked like a punk. And he acted like a punk, right? Or when he starts talking trash to Hans, right? Or when he walks on glass and keeps fighting.
Man, that part right there was
You think,
crazy.
Ken?
I would say to me, when he started becoming like that super cop, I would say when he killed his first terrorist. Reason being because the whole time he was trying to avoid them. You see in the movie that he starts to avoid them, especially when he goes like he was like going through like the elevator, got on the
Mm-hmm.
elevator shaft, was on top of the elevator shaft. And then, he's avoiding, just avoiding him. And then I felt like the first time he killed his first person, although it was a mistake in a way because they rolled down the
Yes,
steps and then he broke
yes,
his neck, you know what I'm
yes,
saying? It was kind of like a lucky break,
yeah.
literally a lucky break.
He was a pain in the neck.
So I feel like with him, he was already a confident cop, but I feel like right then and there, the confidence started to build up when he killed that first person. Because it was like he had jokes the whole time. It was like he wrapped the dude up in Christmas wrapping paper and top of ho ho
Yes,
ho, I got his
I got a
machine gun.
machine gun.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Got it. Yeah, that was
So
good.
to me, I felt like when he killed his first terrorist, that's
Okay.
when he started to escalate up to that super cop role. Because like I said, we didn't know since we see him as a regular person or a regular cop, we don't know
Mhm.
what his vibe is going to be or what
Right,
his
right.
and what he's going to do as a cop because he could have been a soft cop for all we know. He just shows his gun just to brandish his gun just to just to get people out the way. But he
Hmm.
actually took it the next step and he fought that big guy. And when you go back to the movie, they made all of Hans's henchmen, the one that was speaking the different languages,
Hmm.
like really tall and big and
Right,
brass, and you know what I'm
right.
saying. And it was kind of crazy because he was fighting the very first villain. The villain was like looked like 6'10", and then John's looking at him like this, and he's punching him, and he's jumping on his back like he's a like you know what I'm saying like a huge gorilla. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was like, for him to fight somebody like that. I was like, okay, yeah, okay. Now I seen he's really stepping it up.
Mhm.
So when you get to the movie, oh my gosh, like then you can tell he's a funny person because he's cracking jokes while he's doing it. You
Yes.
don't really see too many cops cracking jokes while
No,
they're killing terrorists. You
no,
know what I'm
they
saying?
don't.
So
They
you don't
don't.
see that. So that's why I felt like he was turned into that super cop.
I, I, I know earlier I didn't agree with these answers. I mean, with these questions. With some of these possible answers.
Right.
Like I kind of see the first one too. He rolls and says, breaks the neck. A typical cop is not going to give away his position. I got a machine gun. Ho ho ho. A cop is not going to do that. They're going to try to say it's covert. And I'm not a cop. I'm just speculating, right?
Right.
You killed a terrorist. You got a machine gun. That doesn't mean you the man now. Like there are still 12 more or 11 more terrorists who got machine guns.
Mm-hmm.
So now you put yourself out there. I got a machine gun. Ho ho ho. Instead of luring terrorists up to find the guy, you exposed yourself and made a joke,
Yeah.
right? And you told everybody I got a machine gun. Oh, that means we got to carry machine guns now. That
Right.
means we
Right.
got to be our safety's got to be off. But
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't say anything, everybody would have thought it would have been cool.
Right. I think so. I
So
think
I
so.
think maybe that was when he sort of became superish, And one thing you mentioned, Ken, he tells jokes, right? Like
Mhm.
Arnold really doesn't tell jokes. Sylvester Stallone doesn't really tell. They're not really a jokester group.
Mhm.
McClane is known for telling jokes that get under the enemy's skin
Then. Mhm.
all the time, making you mad. And they're like, Dad, dude, no, you just not say that to the enemy. That's how he goes.
Right.
Anyway,
That's what I like. That's what I like about him. He's a
mhm,
different type of cop. He's a different type of
he is.
hero. When it
Yes.
comes down to that, to what he's basically portraying.
Right.
All right. So now we're talking about John. So when we start off with the movie, like you said, he's traveling in. He's coming
Hmm.
to see his wife. The leading up to the scene, he's on the plane, he's coming in.
Hmm.
The wife calls the nanny and was like,
Hmm.
"Hey, did Mr. McLean come in yet?" She's like, "No, he hasn't made it in yet, but I will get his room." She's like, "Get the other room ready." She's like, "I already did." So that right there gives you
Hmm.
a little wheels turning, like what's going
Hmm.
on? Like,
Hmm.
why is she getting another room ready for him
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
he should be in the bedroom with her, right?
Yes. Yes. Right.
But we find out later that a lot of tension is going on between them in the marriage.
Yeah.
And one of the things that that we see is that he's flying. You said he's flying 3,000 miles away.
Hmm.
He's flying from New York and traveling all the way to Los Angeles.
Right.
Why is this happening? So we find out that she ends up taking the job at the am I saying the name right?
Yeah. Nakatomi Build
Nakatomi company
Company, whatever. Yep. Corporation.
and corporation, and she is doing very well for
Hmm.
herself.
Hmm.
And you can tell that she's doing very well for herself. Although this is in the 80s, she is she brought her two kids with her.
Hmm. She's
She
doing
has
very well.
doing
Hmm.
well. She has a nanny.
Hmm.
Everything is just basically moving like she wants it. While John is basically in New York. John has stayed. We don't know why John stayed, but we can tell he stayed for a reason because he probably didn't like the weirdness of LA. And you can tell he didn't
Yes.
like the weirdness of
Yeah.
LA because when
Yeah.
he's getting off the plane and then when he gets to the Nakatomi building, one of the guys tried to kiss him on the face. He was like, whoa. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. He's a gritty New York cop. We don't
Correct.
do that.
We don't do that stuff here. This is weird. You know what I'm saying? Even like you said, when he got picked up in the limo, his demeanor was like, no, like I'm cool, So,
Hmm.
just when it comes to the situations. So we find out there's a lot of tension.
Yeah.
Conflict, like you said, like I said earlier, he's coming from New York. He's traveling to Los Angeles. We find out that they're separated. So it's like almost in the beginning, like you said, we didn't know what this movie was. It almost feels like, hey, I'm trying to get my wife.
Yes.
That's what you see. And it's like, okay, I'm coming to talk to you about what's going on. How can we make this work? But when he gets there, he's typing in the information to see his wife. He doesn't
Hmm.
see McLean. He sees
Hmm.
Gennaro.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that right there pisses him off a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
Now he's upstairs. He finally meets her, and then he meets the boss who got the limo for him, and he also meets the jerk. I don't know his name, but
Got it.
I will
It
find
don't
out his
matter.
name.
It don't
He don't
matter.
matter. He don't matter. He
Hmm.
meets the jerk because want to know how he meets the jerk? Because the jerk is doing blow on her
Yeah.
table, on her
Yes.
desk.
Yes. Yes.
Then Nakatomi's like, yes, this is Holly's husband, a cop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh,
Hmm.
I'm over here, you know what I'm
I can
saying?
turn. I can it.
Yeah, hiking it up. So you finally see them come together, and she's like, she genuinely misses John,
Yeah.
but then John turns the whole conversation into a bad situation because he's like, oh, I didn't know you were using Gennaro,
Yes.
but when the checks come, you're
Hmm.
using
He's
McLean.
McLean.
So it's like, she's like, no, it's because they don't take women seriously. So that's why I ended up using, I mean, they don't take
Married women.
married women seriously. So that's why I ended up using Gennaro instead. That
Hmm.
way they can see me as being a single lady or whatever.
Right.
And he's
Right.
like, well, no, because it's like, I thought we were
You're
trying
not
to
a
work
single.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
thought we,
that's the reality.
yeah, you're not single. You're a married woman. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's just funny how you can basically use my name when it's time to get paid, but not you're using yours. So that kind of starts. You can see the tension in the marriage,
Yeah.
and now it's kind of
Yeah.
bubbling, 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 and we don't really know, the logistics behind it, but we find out bits and pieces here and there, and then even in the other movies, the other series, we
Hmm.
start finding out bits and pieces. Like in the first one, they are going through like a situation. Then the second one, they're actually working it out, and then the
Yeah.
third and the
Yeah.
fourth, and then all this other stuff, is finally hitting the fan.
Hmm.
So the tension is there, but I feel like he's trying to work on his marriage, although
Yes.
it is kind of rough.
Yeah. And I said this to you before, Ken. It's like, dude is a veteran cop, probably one of the best in New York, but he's still a man that struggles with his marriage,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
He is good here, but bad here.
Right, right. So
And
let me actually go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
yeah. Go
I
ahead.
was
No,
going to
ask me the
say
question. Go
this.
ahead.
So it's the questions that we have, was like, was John being stubborn?
Hmm.
My answer would be, I don't know. I can't give an
I
answer.
don't. Yeah.
So it's like the only thing you could say he was being stubborn is when he saw the name not being what he thought it was going to be, and
Hmm.
then when he finally saw her, his anger and frustration came out. So if they're going to based off of that, then I would say yes. But all around, we still don't know the logistics behind it. We don't know if they made a conscious decision to say, okay, you're gonna go my way, you're gonna go your way, I'm gonna go my way,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
whatever it may be.
Hmm.
Was Holly wrong for moving? I feel like I still don't know. You
Yeah.
know,
We don't get the full detail of things.
we still don't get the full detail. Um, Let me ask you this question: could their marriage have survived, without the events of Die Hard?
I mean, probably.
Hmm.
It just made it. It just it not exacerbated. That's not the word. It just accelerated the process of, hey, when we should be together. It sort of accelerated the process
Gotcha.
temporarily. But I think what you also see, Ken, is what the only detail that we get is John McClane told the limo guy, basically on the way to the Nakatomi. He basically
Yes.
said, "I wanted to be in New York because I know the city. I'm a cop. I'm doing good here. Basically, keeping all the scum off the street. But
Hmm.
she got a good job in L.A. Like she's able to have a great job, and he did not want to go.
Hmm.
So, and we don't know the details in between her getting a job and him saying, "I don't want to go."
Right.
He could have, I'm sure he could have transferred, but I think there was some stubbornness on both parts.
Hmm.
But it's kind of hard because if you got a really six-figure job in Los Angeles, but you're a, cop here, and guess what? Couples deal with this all the time. I don't want to go there.
Hmm.
Well, I want to go. Well,
Somebody
and
has to make a
so
sacrifice.
somebody's making, and guess what? I don't think they were divorced. I
Hmm.
think they were separated.
Separated. Yeah.
So I think there was stubbornness, I guess on both sides. But again, Ken, we get very little detail. All we get was, I wanted to be here. I wanted to go here. I want to stay here. I want to go. So there is
Hmm.
stubbornness in there, but who was the most stubborn? I wouldn't even know. But I think that the what happened is they realize, of course, like in most movies where people are breaking up, that these situations bring them together. And
Right.
they stayed together for a good minute, but it was temporarily because, like you said, like in Die Hard with a Vengeance, I think with Samuel Jackson,
Hmm.
they kind of were on the rocks
Again. Hmm.
again, right? And I don't know if she was still in LA
I
or
believe
she
she
was in New
was.
York.
Because when you look at the fourth one with the son, and then the last one with the daughter,
But
um,
one with the daughter was
the fourth one, fourth one, right?
the fourth one, and the fifth one was the one with the son. That was
Son.
I don't think that one was that good, but yeah,
Right. But the fourth one, I believe they talked about the daughter because the
yes,
mom, because he was calling her to make sure that she got to him safely. So
okay. They might have
it, it,
been okay,
it might have been a situation where they still probably would separate him. So yeah.
okay, okay.
So yeah, man. So and then another question was, I mean,
Oh,
it's kind of a repeat, but you know what? I'm not even going to answer that. You can go to the next one. You can go to the
all
next
right.
one.
I mean, like, and so you have uh Pow. Now, let me say something. How he was introduced. He's a beat cop, and we know him as Carl Winslow. That's
Yep.
sad. Remember we spoke about Debo? He will always be Carl Winslow. I mean, this is sad. Only thing I think is, and then what makes it bad is he's a cop, like Carl Winslow, right? And guess what? He's a Sarge, like
Like
Carl
Carl
Winslow,
Winslow. Oh my
right?
gosh.
Did
I
I
didn't
do
even look at
that?
that.
No, I didn't. So, so like, but you meet him, and John figures out a way to contact the police.
Hmm.
And they tell Carl Winslow, Al Powell, to go out there and just check it. It could be a crank call.
Hmm.
And he goes out there, realize, nah, this ain't nothing going on. And between that time, John takes out another terrorist. And so as Powell is leaving, John McClane drops the body. It's the funniest part because he's backing up. Get up. All right, get back up. Send back up now. And all I can hear is him yelling at Steve Urkel. All I can hear is Steve Urkel, right? But despite of that, this situation uh, that he gets put into, they become connected. He
Hmm.
he he talks with McLean, and McLean talks to him. And what I love about this is that they both are just cops
Hmm.
on both sides on either side of the country. One from New York, from LA, and they understand the job. They're talking. John needs support, right?
Hmm.
And Al is giving it to him because there's no one there to talk to. He can't call back up from New York, and the
Hmm.
other cops just believe that McLean could be a civilian or a terrorist.
Hmm.
But the only one who's giving him counsel is Al, just sort of a therapist in a way,
Hmm.
right? And
I love you. So do a lot of the other guys. So you hang in there, man. You hear me? You hang in there.
Yeah, thanks, partner. Merry Christmas.
Those bastards are probably pissing in their pants right now.
Mayor's gonna have my ass.
You're Mr. Cowboy. I'll take it under advisement. Hit it again.
Did it anyway. And then as they're going through, you can tell Dwayne is panicking. Like, oh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna
he's
do?
panicking.
No,
Yeah,
Al, aka Carl Winslow, is telling you not to do it, and you're still doing it. Like
yeah.
it just made me crazy. Like we said, how does the beat cops know
Oh,
more than the people that's in charge?
they tend to have more of the street experience.
Hmm.
And the dumbest part was when Al was like, "How do you explain the man that fell in my car?" And I mean, okay, I'm not a police. I'm just thinking you're the chief of police. And
Correct.
the thing that you don't say it could be a terrorist, we don't know, or it could be a hostage. You say it's probably some rich stiff who lost something in the stock market and jumped out the window. I mean, that's the best you can give. I mean, I think that I really think that's just bad writing, right?
Yeah.
To just to give McLean, to say that McLean is on you, but because how would you explain that?
Yes.
It's and you're saying it's a rich, and like you said, Ken, it's just the incompetence of the LAPD, not
Hmm.
all of them, but of this operation that they're running. And so I
It was
think
done that real quick.
I think that the directors want you to see that it's really up to McLean to solve the problem because these cops can't do it.
At all.
And
And
and you have Al who's the only one saying, "I'm rooting for you, man, but I can't get in there."
right.
I mean,
That's what I was like. We have to talk about him. That's what I was like. Even when the part when McLean was talking to Al, they took the microphone from Al. I mean, the
mhm,
walkie-talkie from Al. This
mhm,
is Captain Dwayne such and such, and he
yeah,
John was like, "I wasn't talking to you, whatever, whatever. How about you put the person I was talking to back on the walkie-talkie?"
yep,
You know what I'm saying?
yep,
Because he's been acclimated with Al. Now
yes,
you're getting on the walkie-talkie and telling me like I don't know what's going on. You need to stay down, keep
hmm
your head. No,
hmm hmm
I've been handling the situation so far, and now the fact that I'm handling it, you're like, well, we're gonna come in here and do this, and you got many cops either shot or killed.
yes, and he has to account for that.
Correct.
And let me say something about John McClane, man.
Hmm.
No, I'll save it for the next. I'll save it for the next topic. But
Okay. Okay.
I think yes, I think the idea is that John is really up to you. Ken, we mentioned this before. Even when the FBI came in, and and there's something that we didn't mention. They remember the goal of the terrorists would try to get into the vault.
Yes.
And there were 7 layers to the vote, and they got through all 7. The issue was the vote will shut on or open when all the power in the building shuts off,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
the FBI, without knowledge of knowing what's there, shut off the power. You shut off the power and it opened the door. And that's when you hear the music. Boom, dum, 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 dum. It was the funniest part. The FBI gave them the money
Gave
because
them.
Circuits that cannot be cut are cut automatically in response to a terrorist incident. You asked for miracles, dear. I give you the FBI.
Gave them the
because
key.
they
It's like
truly
it
did
gave them the
not know the
keys.
schematics.
It gave them the keys to the city.
They gave them the keys to the city. And guess what? At that point, I'm like, I guess they shot themselves in the foot. And they mentioned it, Ken. They believe they didn't know what Hans was capable of. Flying around, like you said, dude sound like a cowboy. Woo! I'm like, you're FBI. This you're not at Carowinds on the ride. You're not at Six Flags, right? You are about to save 30 something hostages. And they were incompetent because when the building blew up, the
Oh
helicopter went down.
man,
They really didn't take the situation
they
seriously.
didn't.
Only
And
two
I,
people did, Ken,
mm-hmm,
Al and McLean.
McLean. And I think what's so crazy is that just because they're the alphabet boys, they thought they were,
Yes,
you know. So that's
yes.
when I was like, this it kills me to see them act like cowboys. And then the other dude, like you said, he said, "Woo, I haven't had this much fun since Nam." The other guy, I wasn't even born yet.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
this tells me that y'all are
Yeah.
some y'all
Incompetent.
are some pushing
Yes.
pencils FBI members. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger told Dylan, pushing
What's up
too
with your
many
tie?
pencils.
Yep. Say I got you putting me pencils. Yep.
You know,
They were just incompetent, and it's just like wow, like everything the cops would do failed.
it failed. And it failed miserably. So let's go ahead and talk about Hans Gruber
Hans.
and John McClane. This was a great back and forth type situation
Uh-huh.
because it really showed me the situation between those two. Because
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, they don't know who each other, what they look like, or
Yep.
whatever it may be,
Yep.
and they're going at it over this microphone. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And John's cracking jokes. He's trying to go back at John. So like it was like the comedy and on top of him being serious made it even better. You know what I'm saying? And the mystery of he doesn't know who Hans is,
Yes.
right? So Hans treats this thing like a chess match.
Yeah.
He's
Pretty
has
strategic.
it's
Yes.
pretty strategic, and while John is basically fighting for his life, survival. So the first
Mhm.
time they got on the microphone, I mean on the walkie-talkie, he's like, "Hey man, Hans, I think you need to lighten up and just cracking jokes on Hans." And Hans is like, "You must be don't know who I am." He was like, "Y'all a
Mhm.
bunch of thieves." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yes.
y'all not no real terrorists. Y'all a bunch of thieves, and it's like y'all sophisticated thieves at that. You
Yes.
know, with Hans, he's like one of those thieves that worries about quality of suits.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
you can tell he's very put together. You can tell he's
Mhm.
very knowledgeable. Because I forgot what kind of group he was in because they were already investigating when the group that he was in. Um
Yes.
when it
Yeah.
when he escaped or whatever. So he was
They
a
were
very
top tier thieves. That's
he was
basically
yes, he
it.
was an intelligent thief. He was a real
Mhm.
intelligent thief. I
Mhm.
think since he's being an intelligent thief, he undermined it or basically
He did.
didn't feel like John was going to be up to his level,
Yes, of course.
which caught him off guard because he didn't think that and it bite him in the butt.
Yes, you're one man. What can you do? We have this building shut down. We got
Hmm.
machine guns. We got missiles. We're trained. We have
Hmm.
C4. What can
Yes.
you do?
What can you do? But he made it happen.
He made it.
And
He made it
it's just
happen.
he made it happen. And it just was funny to me because one of the scenes we talked about yesterday when we were discussing the movie was where Hans, came upstairs. And
Hmm.
then as Hans is upstairs, John McClane finds him. And then,
Yes.
Joel, you do it better than me. How did you do
It
it? How
just
did you do
it
it?
just he and Hans, I think tried to change his accent.
Yes, he changed his accent.
Oh no. Oh, you're one of them. It looks
Oh, please, God, no, you're one of them, aren't you? You're one of them. No, no, don't kill me, please. No, please. Don't kill me, please, please,
Whoa,
please,
whoa,
please,
whoa,
please.
it
relax.
looks so okay. And Ken, we spoke about this. Remember, John McClane is a veteran cop.
Yes, and to cut not to cut you off,
No, go ahead.
to piggyback on that, you can tell he's a veteran cop. When he had killed the first terrorist, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was on top of the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And what was he doing? They were saying, you could tell they weren't really knowledgeable, but they were saying their real names. And he was
Yes.
doing this,
He was
writing
writing
it down,
names. Yes.
writing their names down.
He knew
And then
one guy
maybe
was named Hans.
he knew one guy was named Hans. And he was just, that right there told me how great of a detective he
Yes.
was.
Yes. And Ken, you're right. As he's writing names, he meets Hans, doesn't know he's Hans. And he acts, oh no. It's dumb, right? And McLean's not stupid. One, there are no hostages that would be there. He already knows the situation. So, and he has the names. And so while he's talking to Hans, there is a uh a a billboard with names on it. And
Hmm.
McLean looks at the billboard and sees Clay. He sees it and he says, "What's your name?" "My name is Clay." Is it?
I'm John McClane. You're,
Clay. Bill Clay.
Right. Is the billboard? Okay. And can we spoke about this? And I broke my brother Terrence about this.
Hmm.
It's the craziest scene, right? No cop would ever, in their right mind, hand a loaded weapon over to a civilian.
Yes, yes.
No cop. And he gives it to him. Here you go. And not only that, a hostage would never, a regular person would say, I'm not taking your weapon. I don't know what I'm doing. And even Hans playing up, trying to play like he's a hostage, saying, I only shot paintballs, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So, right. So he even knows, but he takes the gun, it's not loaded, and he gives himself away. I got McClane, the act. And of course, he could have taken Han, but the guys rushed in.
Came in. They
Reichster
came,
Stockwerk. Kommt. Sofort.
came in. They came in.
Now he knows who Hans is. Brilliant writing, brilliant cop, just a cop mind. And
Hmm.
Hans looked like an idiot. What makes you think I'm gonna hand you my gun?
Yes.
Just and I think and Ken, I think that's part of what you're saying. You lost because you think you already got in the bag.
Hmm.
Your arrogance is what messed you up.
It was just
Because
bad.
because one of the guys is like, I can kill him. I can one of the guy with the blonde hair who
The blonde hair.
the dude who looked like I come in peace. Was right. And so he says, I can take him. No, I need you to go do this. Instead of allowing him to hunt him down in the first place, this wouldn't happen.
Right. I think so, because I think if he would have sent him first, because like I said, John killed his brother.
Yes. Well,
So
John yeah. Yes, he did kill that's right. He did kill his brother.
that's why he was mad. He was hot.
That's right.
That's why
I would be hot too.
he was out of it hot too. So that's why he really wanted to get John the
Right.
most. He was like, because we heard him, he was like, if we get him, he's my kill.
Mike, yes.
He's mine. He's
And
mine.
you messed up many times. So
Many
you don't
times.
really you weren't really hungry. But
So
yeah, man.
yeah, so I felt like with Hans and
Hmm.
McClane, it was like a
Hmm.
cat and mouse play. It was a chess play. It was, hey man, I got you, you got me, tag, we're it, duck, duck, goose type situation. And that's what it felt like. And like you said, if the guys didn't come up the elevator, he would have gotten Hans. He would have been got.
He would have got him. Hmm.
My thing is, since him and Hans are having this, this situation, let's go back. Let's
Okay.
skip back. Well, not actually, yeah, it's still moving forward. So, Hans ends up going back downstairs.
Hmm.
They end up meeting
Oh
the
yes.
what's the guy name? I'm gonna call him he's a
The
dummy.
fool. Just he was
The
a
fool,
fool.
the fool, the fool. The fool tells Holly,
Yes.
I'm gonna go talk to him. And she was like, what are you doing? What are you
Yes.
doing? Like, we're not gonna do this. Hey, it's the same thing like me
Making
working
million.
a
Yes.
deal.
I can negotiate. Yes.
I can negotiate a deal with them. It's the same thing. And she's like, no, don't do it. They get back to the office. Hans is like, no, he gets on the mic. John, what's going on, Johnny boy? We just want you to give
Yeah.
yourself up. And John's like,
Hmm.
where are you? He's like, I'm right now talking to Hans. These fools made this man feel so comfortable.
Yes. They
It
gave
got
him a
him
Coke. Coca-Cola. Advertising Coca-Cola.
advertising Coca-Cola. This fool got a Coca-Cola can with a little bit of ice. I don't think he had no ice in it. Just the
Just a
fact that
glass, a
just
Coke
a
in a
glass.
glass.
He's over there. Hey man, we gotta make sure it happens, John. You gotta give him the C4 explosive. He's smiling.
Yes.
And then Hans is like, yeah, we need to come. You need to come down here, Mr. McLean, because if you don't, we're gonna have another blood on our hands. He was like,
Yes.
tell him
Hmm.
that you don't know me. Tell him right now. Tell him
Yeah,
the truth.
he doesn't. And he was telling him, you don't know what kind of man Hans is.
Correct.
This dude is deadly, man.
Deadly. And lo and behold, what ended up happening? That man got fired up on. All
He
you hear is,
did. While drinking the coke, he was doing this. And look at Hans. Next thing you know, all you heard was a gunshot. See, when I saw it again, I'm like, wait, did he really kill him, or did he, do a misfire to trick? Nah, he took
no.
that dude out.
When they shot him, you see the man holding him up like this and dragging him down the hallway.
Yes, he was gone.
Yeah.
He had his coke and a smile. He did. But it shows you again, and I think the purpose of it is that it gives away who John is now,
Hmm.
right? And another hostage dies, and it's just kind of sad. Hans is a beast, man. He didn't care.
He did not care, which
Mm-mm.
made it just even more worse, like I said. So finally, everything is like, John is like, man, I gotta hear him get this thing done. I gotta hear him get them dead.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
he think that and I found the guy that looks like, I come in peace. His name is Carl. That's in that movie that he was fighting the blonde.
Ah, okay.
So we find out that, him and John actually finally fight, and
Hmm.
John ends up winning the
Hmm.
fight, had that man hanging, and
On
then
a
he also
chain.
hit it was so crazy. The fight scene was so long and just drawn out that he wraps the chain around the man's neck. He's like this, and he pushes him to the wall,
Yes, knocked him out. Thought he
knocks
was
him out.
dead.
I thought he
Hmm.
was dead. Next thing you know, he
Yes.
goes, and then he finds. But let me go back. So he's dead. But you made a point today or yesterday, I can't remember. Well, matter of fact, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that
Okay.
later. We'll
Okay.
talk about the real versus the fake. How about
Okay.
that? All
Okay.
right. So back to the movie. We find out he beats Carl. He goes upstairs. They done let the hostages go or whatever. It's only him, Holly, and
Hans and some dude.
some dude.
The dude who was at the security at the front.
Yes, 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 yes. What was his name?
I don't know. But he was a terrorist.
Oh, I
And
found it. His name was Eddie.
okay.
His name was Eddie.
Okay. And John
I
McClane
thought
only had two bullets.
two bullets.
Two
Matter of
bullets.
fact, Eddie is. Hold on. I know Eddie ain't because his name is Dennis Hayden.
He played in other movies. I've seen him before.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, got you. So yeah, I think he helped out with Action Jackson too.
He was in that movie. I do remember him.
Yeah. Okay. So he had two bullets, and the way he did it, so it was so clean.
Yes. It
It
was
was
clean.
very clean. I would have never
Yes.
thought he had it on his back. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
not seen the first time. No.
Right. And he had it taped to his back with tape and gift wrapping paper.
Pete. Yes. Yes.
And it was so tight how he did it. He shot dude in the head, shot
Yep.
Hans in the stomach, bow. And next thing you know, all right, Hans, see you later. And this the part that made me mad
Happy trail,
because
Hans.
happy trail, Hans. Dude got shot in the head, he fell. He shot Hans in the stomach,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I don't know the force of a gun, I don't know. But you got shot, bow. And the force of the gun pushes you back that far, and you're flying out the window and you
Yes.
grab.
No. The glass wouldn't have broke. No. Ken. I remember that part. The glass. Okay. How hard did McLean have to hit the window just for it to crack?
Those chairs he was using, it took like 3 or 4 times to even go through that glass.
Yes. If anything, Hans would have fell back in the glass, cracked it, and slid down like this.
Yes.
And Holly would have
Yes.
fell right next to him.
Yes.
He hit the glass, slow body. The thing shattered. No, no. They want a dramatic effect to make sure to make he fell off the building.
Correct. And that's when I was like, man, this is crazy. So, and another thing is like he got shot. Holly is screaming. They're going in slow mo. He runs over to Holly. He has her bracelet. First and foremost, that's the strongest bracelet I have ever seen in my life. Because they're with them bracelets, I mean,
Well, he
80.
had her wrist, but the way his hand was around the wrist, if he let go of the clasp on the bracelet, he would fall completely.
Okay, okay. But that was a strong bracelet because I know your braces now.
It would have
That bracelet-
popped.
It would
It
have
would have
popped.
popped just holding onto her wrist. It would have.
Correct. It would
Yes,
it would have popped.
yes.
So and you see him falling. He's like this.
And the music, dun dun dun.
Then all of a sudden, like the bracelet. Then
Yes.
it was like this. Eh, eh. As it pops off. Ah, she's screaming.
Man, you're taking too long. He would have been dead by now. Hans would have took her. But no, that's what happened. He took the class off of it and fell to his death, man.
Now, the funny thing about that scene is that
Yes.
they said in the scene, they told Hans they were going to drop him at 3,
Mm-hmm.
but they
Mm-hmm.
dropped him at 2. So
Mm-hmm.
when you see his face come, he's like this, and it's like,
Yes. It's how he truly was feared, looked.
yes,
That was perfect.
it was a
Because
perfect way to
perfect.
die.
Because that's real fear.
Hmm.
And that they did that. They wanted that effect. And it
They wanted that
worked.
effect, and it worked to a T. And it's like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So I feel like like I said, that battle between him and Hans was perfect, and I like that battle because it was just so just there. You don't see battles like that, or if
And
you do see battles like that, it's just not as it's not as fun with that
no,
type.
well, and then classic 80s, the villain falls off the building. Like, how
That is
many
true.
movies have you seen with a villain? See, in these 80s, 90s movies, the villain had to die dramatically. They have to fall into some fire pit. Somebody got to land on some hook. Somebody falls into some fan. Or the most classic way, they fall off a building.
Or
That it
or
is so almost every action movie, some guy has to die in a dramatic way.
or like Arnold in Commando when he threw the whole
The pi-
pipe.
yes, which is dumb. You're not gonna have enough strength to throw a whole pipe into a man and stab him, and then it goes through his thick body, through the bone, into the tank behind him. No, no, but it's 80s.
It's
And that
80s.
was an awesome kill, right? So these 80s have these awesome kills where you throw a pipe through a man's body, you drop them off of a roof, or they explode in some helicopter thing, or they fall into a
It's
fan or
something.
something.
It's
There's always
something.
something.
So that's why I was like, for this movie, it's always been a good movie. It's always
Yes.
been a good movie. I don't know why, but it's always been a good movie
That's why they had
when it came out.
sequels.
That's why it
That's why
has
they had
sequels.
sequels.
Always having sequels.
Always had it.
So one thing we may disagree on and agree
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
is now I don't know why, but I saw some stuff online and people said this is a Christmas movie
That's the one.
more than Lethal Weapon was a Christmas movie. And I'm sitting there thinking like, do these people know what Christmas is? Like, don't get
No.
me wrong. I think it was more of a Christmas movie with Lethal Weapon to me because they had the Christmas tree up. It was a family oriented thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was around Christmas. When the movie came on, it was singing Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell
Mm-hmm.
Rock. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing they had with this one in the beginning, they had Run DMC,
Okay.
you know, and that's the only time you feel like it was a Christmas movie. Other than that, that was it. I don't feel like this is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie to me. I feel like Lethal Weapon is more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard.
Okay. So this is what I would consider a Christmas movie.
Hmm.
A Christmas movie is centered around everything about Christmas. Home Alone is
Yes,
a
I was just about to say
Christmas
that.
movie.
I was just about to say that.
It's centered around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
They're going away because it's a Christmas trip.
Mm-hmm.
The family is there because it's Christmas time, right? Christmas movies
Excuse me.
have to be about Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's about getting presents. It's about family coming around Christmas celebration, right?
Right.
Die Hard happened to take place during Christmas, but it had nothing to do with Christmas.
Nothing.
It has everything to do with the terrorists taking over the building.
That's it.
Now, it would have been different if it was a Christmas movie and somehow Santa Claus came down and gave John McClane the Christmas gun and said, "Save Christmas for us from the terrorists." That would have been a Christmas movie. It's revolved around Christmas
Mm-hmm.
everything, right? So it's almost like this. Home Alone 3, Home Alone 1 and 2 are Christmas movies. Home Alone 3, which was a bad one, wasn't a Christmas movie.
Yes, it was not a Christmas movie. It was not.
Right? So it's like you might like there are certain movies that have certain holidays. Like, is Halloween a with Michael Myers a Christmas movie, a Halloween movie?
Mm-hmm.
Or does Michael Myers attack on Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And
I see what you're saying.
so that's what I mean. It has to revolve around Christmas. Every movie has their own themes, their own
Mm-hmm.
time. Think about this. Was Independence Day a 4th of July movie?
I mean, yeah, to me, I mean,
See? But it had nothing to do with July. 4th of July had no one spoke about,
well, the president did towards the end.
yes, at the end,
Mm,
but he would have said the same thing if it was July 5th or July 6th. The movie started on July 1st or 2nd. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So that's the thing. Was it a July movie?
Maybe because it was
That's
released
what
in box
You know what I'm
offices
saying?
in
But it
July.
wasn't. It was a movie. It was a sci-fi movie about the aliens coming down. It was not about independence. They named it Independence Day because that's when they able to defeat the aliens.
Right.
But it was nothing about 1776. Nobody George Washington. Nothing like that. Brothers would have still been slaves. It's not that. So when
No.
I when people say that was a Christmas movie and it's not centered around anything Christmas, it's a whole different thing. Now, let me say this, Ken. The Christmas holidays did something to the plot, which was this. He wanted to go see his kids because it's Christmas time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
It's the family, Christmas time, but it's still not a Christmas movie.
Right. Right.
That's my
Okay.
thing.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. So, I know I said we wanted to talk about something. I said I was going to get there. I can't now. I forgot. Oh my gosh.
Dang, it'll come back to
Um,
you.
it was what it is going to come back to me like we're about to end it. All right. Let's go down to the big questions and we'll go from there. Um, is John McClane actually a good husband at the start of the movie?
See, we don't know
Don't
about
know stuff.
like how long were they married? They got two kids.
Mm-hmm.
I would say two kids, middle, like they're like in middle school, probably what, 18, 20 years, I would think,
Maybe so. Maybe so.
right? So they've been married for a while. We don't know when Holly got the job. We don't know the ins and out of their marriage. We really don't know.
Right.
He doesn't come off as a bad husband. He comes off as a frustrated husband,
Mm-hmm.
upset or have issues and problems. But being a bad husband, I don't see that. I don't know. I just can't say.
Got you. All right. I know you want to talk about this one. I knew you want to talk about this
What?
one.
Go ahead. Which one?
All right. So the first one I got, because you told, I think we talked about this earlier too,
Okay.
was Hans the smartest villain of the 1980s?
Nah, man. Ah, shoot. Who was the? So you got so many. Okay. So I'm thinking about you have. He was a strategic. villain.
He was a strategic villain.
More strategic, but I would say smartest villain of the 80s.
Mm. That.
That's a I mean, you got what did we do? We did Lethal Weapon. I
Uh-huh.
mean, they were more military smart, right? I mean, you got I'm trying to think what else we got there. I mean, you got um shown enough or some of the guys some of those characters they're more like that that's not they're not strategic. I think Hans was probably a strategic villain. I don't think he
Okay.
was. I don't know, Ken, you got to give me some villains or I want
All
to hear
right.
your thoughts.
All
Let me
right.
hear your thoughts.
So villains of the 80s.
Okay.
The Joker, Batman. He was a master.
He
Joker
was a
was a
gangster.
he was a master manipulator. He created chaos throughout Gotham,
He was a chemist.
and he was less strategic than Hans.
He was less strategic and he was a gangster. He
Mm-hmm.
was still a gangster. He was
Still a
mob.
gangster.
He was
All right.
mafia.
All right. Clarence from RoboCop.
Just a gangster. Just a he wasn't a terrorist. He was just a anarchy gang.
Okay. Okay. Khan from Star Trek 2.
Probably intelligent.
He was extremely
Intelligent.
intelligent because them people was
Yes,
extremely
extremely
intelligent.
intelligent. Yes.
Okay. And then there was like Gordon Gecko.
Gordon Gecko?
Gordon Gecko. I'm trying to figure out who the heck that is. That is. Oh, he was the one in Wall Street. Never Money Never Sleeps. Michael Keaton played him.
I don't remember.
I think if you see the movie, you'll be like, "Oh, I can't remember," because
Okay.
it was him in the beginning. I think him and Tom Cruise was on that movie. But anyway, those are some of the villains. But I would say Hans is okay. For
Yeah.
me, he wouldn't be like a one of the smartest villains
Mm-hmm.
of the 1980s. I mean, because there was a plenty more out there.
Of course.
I would probably put him maybe around about if we were doing a 1 through 10, I probably would put him at maybe around about 5 or 6.
I say about five.
Mm-hmm.
As a strategist.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, like we realized he had a brother
Yeah, that's
who
part three.
was and that's part three, who was a better strategist. Like he had the city on the run,
Mm-hmm.
Ken. He had the whole city on the run,
Whole city on the run.
right? And almost got away with it. So, matter of fact, he did. If it wasn't for that bottle, right? Like he got it. Like he had the whole city in an uproar.
Yes. As soon as that pink
He,
liquid started mixing with that clear liquid, it was
yes,
a
I
wrap.
mean, dude had dump trucks full of gold rolling around, like around the city. So that guy was highly intelligent, a master strategist.
Too busy of a master strategist. All
Yes,
right.
he had the whole city. Anyway,
All right. So another one I got is
okay,
Al Powell, the true MVP of the movie.
he shot the dude at the end. McLean
How to
would have
do
been
it?
dead.
Yeah. He saved John McClane.
He did.
Not once, but twice.
He did.
And then what made me so I would say, you know what? I would say he's the MVP. I'm gonna say yes, he's the MVP of the
Me
movie.
too.
The
Me
reason
too.
being because John would have never known who was outside, for one.
Hmm.
John would have never known what the captain was going to do, nor he didn't know what the FBI was going to do until I'll say Carl, until Al told him, right?
Hmm.
When he got out, first thing Al did was look at him and he was like, I already know this is John. Goes up to John, hugs John.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
and then from there, you see him finally pull out his gun and shoot this
Hmm.
man. So,
Take
yeah,
dude down. Hmm.
I feel like he's the
MVP,
MVP.
of
He's the
course.
MVP.
Yep.
He's the MVP. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. So, let's talk about the fact versus fiction. a little bit more. I think this is where I get this from. And you mentioned this earlier today. All right. So one, John didn't have no shoes,
Yes.
right? He didn't have any shoes, and you said the guy was like, man, when he was on the plane when he first got there, he was like, man, just take off your socks and let your feet roam
Yeah.
in the carpet. And he
Yeah.
was like, I don't do that, and he did it. He finally did it at the building, but then he ran out of there because he didn't have and he left his shoes.
Shoes. Right. Right.
Your thing was, if I'm killing all of these terrorists and I'm patting them down, you're trying to tell me you only check one person's shoe to see if it
Yes.
fits?
Yes. Yes. And it didn't fit. Fine. But you took out other people.
Hmm.
Grab them shoes, man.
And you threw a man out of the window, so you trying to tell me you wouldn't grab the man's shoes
Grab his
first too?
shoes. Grab his shoes.
Oh
That's so
gosh.
weird. And here's the thing, you made it into a thing, right? You not
Yes.
having shoes was part of the obstacle. You look at one dude, man, he got small feet. Okay, but the other dude might not. And they got on
Hmm.
boots. So you'd have been running, you'd have been doing good, John McClane. But that's true. Why didn't he try other boots on?
And
He
then
had
when they
time.
and then like I said, Hans already knew. Hans was like, shoot the glass. And he was like,
Yes.
what do you mean? Listen and shoots the glass because this
Hmm.
man ain't had no feet, no
Shoes
shoes
on.
on.
He messed up his feet, man.
So let me tell you this.
Okay.
Another thing about it is you can see that he has on shoe feet.
Yes.
I can't remember what scene it was. It was like he's jumping off a building or something like that. And then you can, when he falls, if you pause that at the right time, you can actually see that they made sh- shoes. They made feet out of shoes or whatever.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so whatever it may be, but they were able to basically put shoes on his feet and they made it into feet. So when you see
Yes.
him, you think he's actually running across, but no, he's actually using his feet. I mean the shoe feet.
Yes.
So that's another thing that caught me off guard because I remember seeing that online. I was like, "Oh snap!" And I went to it. I was like, "He really didn't have on. I mean, he really did. He really had on shoes,
Of
but they're in the
course.
shape of feet."
Of course.
Um, Another thing that threw me for a loop in this movie, it was that you're gonna have to pause it too. So there's a section when the cops are coming, when they send the cops to the front door.
Hmm.
If you, I believe it's the first time they're getting shot, and all the cops are falling on the ground. Then it goes to another cut scene. Then it goes back to them get like they're getting shot. If you pause it,
Hmm.
you would see a mannequin dressed as a cop getting shot, and it's so crazy when you see him. It's like the other two cops are real. The third one is a mannequin, and he's like, and they're falling on the ground. You see the man try to pull the mannequin down, but the mannequin is getting.
80s, baby.
Oh my
80s.
gosh. I'm thinking to myself, you cannot make this up. Why not fix
No.
this stuff? And it's like you have somebody who's editing the stuff, but why not fix it?
80s, man. Because people weren't looking for those kind of things.
So that right there was just a killer by itself. I think
Yeah, yeah, and one I got, Ken, I told you about this before, right? The Nakatomi building, right?
oh
I
yeah.
mean, what floor were they on? I got confused. Where were they relative to everything else? When he was in the elevator shaft, he was in between
Hmm.
the elevator, he was in this room, he was at the desk, he was in the part where they're clean. Like he dropped the computer. What floor was he on? Where was, I'm like, what floor is all of this happening? But
Because when you get to the movie, that black guy, I forgot his name, but he played in Walker Texas Ranger, and he actually
yes,
died. He actually died as well. Um, he you it's crazy because he got to the system and he turned off every floor except for the
yes,
30th and something else floor. So it was like they were just running on those two floors, but where was the party? What floor was the party?
yes. See,
Wasn't that party? And I'm thinking in the movie you hear him say the party's on the 30th floor.
yes,
So it's like, how can it feel? And don't get me wrong, you can, because when he threw the computer down there with the C4, it came back because air has to travel out somewhere, so that's why it was like a big explosion on his
Yes.
floor. So I'm just, it's
It's
movies is
so
movies.
like what's going on, right? But we realize it's a set with the
Hmm.
building outside, but we don't
Hmm.
know where they are. And there was one scene where they were loading up the money to put into the truck.
Hmm.
My thing was, but you're on a higher floor because the
Um,
truck was preparing. I guess they were prepared to take the elevator down, I'm guessing.
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
But it looked like they were loading to go into the truck and not the elevator.
Hmm.
So I don't know what was going on. So anyway, but
That's
that's
another
Die
thing.
Hard. That's 80s
Yeah,
for you.
man, that's another one we got to take a look at too.
Hmm.
So and then the last one I have is Die Hard the greatest action movie ever?
Nah, I don't. I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that.
I mean, I don't know if I would say that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know what the
I'm going to
greatest
say
action would be, but I don't know if I would say it.
I'm going to say no as well because looking at these movies in the 80s, I mean, you got some really good ones. Like the other day I was watching Red Dawn, and
Oh yeah.
Red Dawn had a full cast in there. They had Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen,
Hmm.
um, the girl from Dirty Dancing, Baby, and the girl uh um from Back to the Future with the mom. She was the
Oh
mom.
yeah.
It's just like crazy. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
can't say that this movie would have been the greatest action movie ever, but I would say it does. It's up there.
Yeah, it
It's
was up
not the
there.
greatest, but
It
it's
is.
it's one of the ones that's up there.
Yes.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So tonight has been a thriller with Die Hard.
Yes.
A thriller. And I'm glad we did this one, like the other ones. I'm glad we did this one. Everyone loves it. And it's just been a movie that's been around, 88, and people still talk about it. It's been a great movie, and the other ones too, but I feel like the first is always better than the other ones.
Yes.
So, like I said, when it comes down to this one, we will have this one up in the next week or so. And
Hmm.
we just ask that you either comment, subscribe, to our channels and our handles, which is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also TikTok as well. We will start putting out more content so that way y'all can be able to check us out on a daily basis. Like I said,
Yep.
we're trying to get these things out. We are working. We want y'all to basically follow, subscribe, and basically, share your comments on these movies.
Hmm.
So that way we can get your aspect of what's going on and being able to talk about it.
Yep. Yep. Well,
Yeah.
this is Die Hard. My
This
name is
is Die
Joel
Hard.
Brown. I'm the
And my name is
co-host.
my name is Kenyatta Mitchell, the host of Real Ones Only. Once again, thank you so much for being with us
Thank you so
tonight.
much. Yippee-ki-yay. I didn't have a dad joke this
You know what? I
I
was
didn't
I
have
was just
one.
about to ask you if you had one,
I didn't
but
have one. I didn't know I was gonna say, hey guys, just don't die hard. I don't know. I was gonna say, don't die hard. But if something gets harder, then if something gets worse, then don't die harder. And if they keep pushing you, just die hard with a vengeance. And when you're down and out, just live free or die. I don't know, man. But anyway, peace.